This is for Algebra 1. This is day 2 of solving systems by elimination. Remember that when you're eliminating something, you're making it go away. You're going to make it cancel. So you have to have one of your variables that has the same number but opposite signs in front of it. So what you're going to look at today are equations that aren't already set up and ready to go. So the first thing you want to do is line up the equations. And what I mean by this is you need your x's to line up with each other, your y's, and your constant. Then you're going to fix it so that one of the variables has the same coefficient with opposite signs. You're going to have to multiply either one or sometimes both equations to make this happen. It does not matter if you make the x cancel or you choose to make the y cancel. Either one works. You're going to get the same answer. Once you've multiplied, you're going to draw your line and combine the equations, solve for the remaining variable. Then you take that answer back to either one of the original problems and solve for the other variable. So looking at number 1, the first thing you have to do is figure out, what do you want to eliminate, x or y? Well, x has 2 and 5, and y has 3 and 4. There's not a good answer on this one, okay, because neither sets of numbers have anything in common, and neither one already has signs set up, so it really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go with x just because it's the first one. So if I'm going to make x cancel, I'm looking at my 2 and I'm looking at my 5. They've got to be opposite signs, and they've got to be the same number. Well, if I take the top one and multiply it by 5, 2 times 5 is 10. I chose 5 because that was the coefficient here. I take the bottom one and I multiply it by 2 because that was the top coefficient. The only problem here is I still need to change the sign. So I'm going to make this top one a negative 5. So everything in that first equation gets multiplied by negative 5. 2x times negative 5 is negative 10x. 3y times negative 5 is minus 15y. Equals 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. It's very important that you remember to multiply this constant at the end. That's the most common mistake, is not multiplying that. So now everything in the second one gets multiplied by 2. So 5x times 2 is 10x. 4y times 2 is plus 8y. We put the plus because it was positive. Equals 16 times 2 is 32. So you're ready to draw a line and combine. Negative 10x and 10x are going to cancel. Negative 15 plus 8 is a negative 7y. Equals negative 25 plus 32, use your calculator so you don't have sign issues, is 7. Now we have an equation with just one variable. We know how to solve that. You're going to bring this negative 7 over and you're going to divide by negative 7 because it was touching the y. You're not adding it, you're dividing. So y is equal to negative 1. You're going to take that answer over here to either of these original equations and put negative 1 in for y. I'm going to go to the first one. It becomes 2x plus 3 times negative 1 equals 5. So 2x minus 3 equals 5. I'm going to add that 3, and I get 2x is equal to 5 plus 3, which is 8. I'm going to divide by 2, and I'm going to get x is equal to 4. That's my solution. Okay, going down to number 2. You got to choose. Do you want to eliminate or cancel your x or your y? It does not matter. I'm going to go with x again. So I have a 3 and I have a 2. So I'm going to multiply them by each other. So this is going to be a 2 and this is going to be a 3. Since they're both positive, I have to multiply one of them by a negative. So I'm going to make that a negative 2. 3x times negative 2 is negative 6x minus 10y equals negative 22. For the second one, 2x times 3 is 6x plus, not 18. 3 times 3 is 9. So that's going to be 6x plus 9y is equal to 21. Draw a line and combine. My x's cancel. Negative 10 plus 9 is negative 1y. Negative 22 plus 21 is negative 1. So you're going to divide by negative 1, and you get y is equal to 1. You're going to take that answer back up to either of your original ones. I'm going to go to the first one. 3x plus 5, and instead of y, I'm going to say times 1 equals 11. So 3x plus 5 equals 11. Bring your 5 over and subtract. 3x equals 6. Divide by 3, x equals 2. Going to the back. Once again, it does not matter. I'm going to choose y this time because I already have a positive and a negative. I don't have to worry about signs. So the first one will get multiplied by 5, and the second one will get multiplied by 3. So 4x times 5 gives me 20x plus 15y equals 40. And then 9x minus 15y equals negative 69. Draw a line and combine. Gives you 29x. Your y's cancel. Equal negative 29. Bring this over and divide by 29. X equals negative 1. Take your negative 1 up to either of these and put it in for x this time. So 4 times negative 1 plus 3y equals 8. So negative 4 plus 3y equals 8. Bring your 4 over and add it. 3y equals 12. Divide by 3, y equals 4. Going down to the next one. Really doesn't matter, so I'm just going to go with the first one, which is x. This one gets multiplied by 5, and this one gets multiplied by 2. So you have 10x minus 15y equals 40. And you have negative 10x plus 4y equals 26. Draw a line and combine. Your x cancels. Negative 15 plus 4 is going to be negative 11. Y equals 40 plus 26 is 66. Bring this over and divide by a negative 11. Y is equal to negative 6. Take that answer back to one of your original ones and put it in for y. So 2x minus 3 times negative 6 equals 8. 2x plus 18 equals 8. Subtract your 18. 2x equals negative 10. Divide by 2. X equals negative 5. Okay, so that takes you to your assignment. On your assignment, you have to do a little substitution also. Just a quick example of that. You don't have to write it down. If you had 2x plus 3 is equal to 12, and you had, that's 3y is equal to 12, and you had x is equal to 5 minus y. You would take the 5 minus y and put it in for x. And that would become 2 times 5 minus y plus 3y equals 12. So 10 minus 2y plus 3y equals 12. 10 plus y equals 12. Subtract your 10, and y equals 2. And you would take that back over here, and you would say x is equal to 5 minus 2, and so x equals 3. So that's what the substitution questions do. Do the best you can, and let me know if you have any questions.